Welcome back to the Money Show. And on to our second discussion, we will actually shift focus to what all you need to keep in mind to make your car monsoon ready. Because comprehensive car insurance covers the damage and the losses to your insured car due to natural calamities, but it does not cover the damages due to waterlogging or floods. And with the monsoon wreaking havoc across India, it is time that you make your car monsoon ready. On the Money Show today, we will discuss what kind of the add-ons that you can consider to protect your car from the damages caused during this season. Let's welcome on board Amjad Khan, Executive Director at Employee Benefits Practice and International Business at Anand Rathi Insurance Brokers. Hi, very good evening, Amjad, and thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now. We will definitely talk about the add-ons and how one should make their car monsoon ready. But with the monsoon that has already happened in major parts of India and damaging not just the property, but other than that, the cars as well. And we have seen across India that there were so many videos, so many footages of cars just going up in the way like a river. And at this point in time, just wanted to understand that what should a consumer or the car owner take in mind or consider in mind whenever they are stuck in such kind of a situation? What all things get covered in the insurance and what all not?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting. Good evening. So yes, we have witnessed a lot of monsoon chaos in the last rather 10 years. In fact, I would like to bring to highlight one thing, that next 10 years, what we are going to witness in terms of the top two discussions the world is going to go through is, one is AI and second is climate change. So we leave AI aside and look at climate change, because that is something which we have been seeing incessantly increasing every year on year. And India is no exception to that. We have seen how the rains have impacted every year for the last 10 years. You have seen the impact of this year. 2023 happens to be north of India, where we have seen flooding all across the entire northern region of our country, and we have seen the amount of chaos it has created. This is going to continue because the climate change starts with a lot of slow process, and it's something which is going to it's not going to change overnight. So we got to be better prepared there. And with all these floods coming in India, the National Disaster Management Association has declared India to be a flood-prone country. And now coming back to motor insurance, we got to ensure that motor insurance is adequately covers everything possible, because the losses could just run into detailed one, which could be even a total loss as well. So now in the monsoon time, especially in the monsoon time, we have to ensure a couple of things which are really, really important. One is the protection of your engine, which is called as the engine protection cover. This is the most critical add-on which we should have under a car insurance policy. So what this does is it protects the engine in case of any water ingestion happens in the engine, because of which the engine seizes completely. So that's a big dent onto our savings. And if that is not a part of your comprehensive insurance policy, that could be a big dent to us. So Engine Protect is a very critical cover we should have during all times, especially monsoon, where flooding can hamper your car claims. The second most critical add-on under the car insurance policy I would suggest is to have a 24/7 roadside assistance. So I think this is one thing which is very critical, because wherever your car just breaks down or it stops because of XYZ reason, when you have a 24/7 roadside assistance extension, a ride-on cover like this, your car can be immediately towed back to the nearest garage and get it repaired. So the hassle of moving to the right place to get your car repaired is removed off if you have a 24/7 roadside assistance. Third is emergency evacuation of your car. That simply means that if you're 100 kilometers away from the radius of the city and sudden breakdown happens there is an assistance if you have this extension onto your car policy, where the car can be picked up and taken to the nearest possible garage for it to be repaired. So these three are the most critical components to be looked at, especially during monsoons, because this can happen to anyone at any place across. Now, the other couple of things which I would like to highlight is, one is your invoice return to invoice value. So that's very important here, because what happens in case of a total loss or situation where it is beyond repairs, the cost can be reinstated back to the invoice value, which basically saves you from any additional output from your pocket, and the return to invoice value takes care of that. Yes, your car insurance policy should also have an add-on like a zero depreciation, which basically takes away the depreciation cost from you, and the insurance company reinstates the value minus the depreciation, plus including the depreciation of the car during a claim. And consumables, that's another very important cover which we should look at as an add-on. So basically, this would cover things like your nut bolt, your clutch plate, gearbox, and all those stuff which are usually not covered under the policy. So the consumable coverage also plays a very important role to make it a comprehensive car insurance policy.
Okay, Amjad. So you just jotted down a lot of points there that what all a consumer needs to take care of when they are taking a new policy. But taking a policy and the comparison between the existing policy and maybe some add-ons over there. But Pankaj, whenever a person is stuck, what we are getting to understand is that whenever they are stuck in a flood-like a situation, the suggestion is that not to put on or turn on your engine. Is that the case that investors or the consumers rather, they really need to take care of? And any advice on that?
Yes, so that's absolutely right. Especially when the car is in a flood-like situation, we should never set our engine on, because there's something called hydrostatic impact on the car, which completely disables your engine for permanently. So that's why it's not advisable whenever the car is in a situation like that. We should never on our engine. So that's the first mandate which the insurance company will give you whenever you take an add-on of the engine protect.
Okay, that's understood, because all of these things were getting really viral whenever we are stuck in a flood-like situation like this. But I'm just wanting to understand that you did touch upon a lot of add-ons, but exactly how much costly or how much pocket-heavy these add-ons could be, if you can just give us some idea on that.
Yeah, so before I come to the approximate pricing on the add-ons, I think it's very important for us to understand what is the average price of a insurance policy, motor car insurance policy. So looking at that, whenever we buy a new car, approximately 2% of the showroom price is what your insurance price would be. So that's the range it falls into. And if we take ahead that, if we assume that we take all the add-ons which we discussed, which are essential, so probably 0.5% of your showroom price would be the cost of taking all the 6 add-ons under your comprehensive car insurance policy. Somewhere around it, if I have to put that into numbers, a car worth 20 lakhs would cost you around 6,500-7,000 rupees for these 6 add-ons.
Okay, Pankaj, and is there any criteria on the time period as well? Because if somebody is shifting from one place to another and maybe that area is not prone to flooding, can this add-on be removed? Anything on that?
No, once you have opted for an add-on, that stays till the continuity of your policy. Once the policy comes up for renewal, probably then you can look at if you want to eliminate. But I don't think there's a reason why anybody would opt out of an add-on, because these got to stay in the policy, because situations are very uncertain in the last 10 years. Barring 1 year in the last decade, there has been surprises all across in cities where they had never experienced any kind of flooding situation. You take Bangalore as an example, you take Delhi as an example, you take Rajasthan, there are multiple such examples. So I think once you opted for add-on, it's a great thing. We got to continue with it.
Once you have opted for add-on, you just need to continue on that. But Pankaj, in the add-ons and the list that you have shared, anything that the consumers generally tend to overlook and which is important in your eyes, anything that you wish to highlight on that particular front?
So we are a very price sensitive country, honestly. So the moment we talk about add-ons, people look at the price, what is the impact coming onto their pockets, and that, I think, that becomes the most important deciding factor, apart from understanding the risk associated with your car insurance to have those kind of coverages. So if you eliminate that, I think the outlook should always be to ensure that your car is adequately covered at all times, because the moment we have a claim, I think we have a two-way loss. One, if we don't have the add-on, the amount of that claim goes from our pocket, and secondly, next year when you renew the policy, your no claim bonus goes out of the window. So that increases the price during the renewals as well.
Before we let you go, and just to sum up this conversation, you did discuss upon a lot of add-ons, but amongst the list, which are some of the most important ones that the consumer should definitely not ignore, and maybe if they have to pay that 0.5% extra on their overall policy cover, then they should definitely look into that and look to maybe pay that money.
So according to me, the top three here would be engine protect, your 24/7 roadside assistance, and your emergency coverage beyond 100 kilometers of limit. These should be the top three. While I say that, I don't. There's no importance which goes down for the other three. They are as critical as they can, especially to return to invoice value is a great cover to have, wherein in case of a total loss or irreparable situation, the insurance company will put the claim back to the invoice value rates. So that's how on priority we should look at. But otherwise, I would honestly say every single component under the add-on covers is as critical as it can get, because it's just a matter of time when you have a claim under one of those.
Okay, thank you so much, Amjad, for joining us today on 80 Now and helping all of viewers understand that how important it is to cover your car and get that monsoon ready. And maybe if you have to pay some extra money, then why you definitely should look at paying that money and getting all of these add-ons. Thank you so much for all your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So that was all the discussion about your car insurance and how to get your car ready for the monsoons, because we have already seen all the situation around India where the cars were getting washed away in a flood-like situation, and how you should definitely cover your car in such kind of a situation and be ready for the times ahead. But with this, viewers, it's once again time to slip into a short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, and then it's the time to take all your portfolio-related queries, so stay tuned for that.